Stonks are stopped for now. Look for Wednesday and Thursday reports. There's some big numbers out then, and most likely no rate cuts from the Fed. You're listening to the Arbitrage Trade Weekend News. I'm your host, Darin Harper, bringing you 3 things you need to know for this weekend and 2 interviews, which are shopping for insurance and did you mean to pitch your intent? Also, check out the winner and loser this week in the market. The 10-year is just below 4.5, and WTI crude falls further to the lower 75s. Here's 3 things. The Biden administration is touting the job report released yesterday as being strong. Others are questioning the details. They're pointing out a possible immigration undertone. Within the 272K jobs added is a reduction in native-born Americans and an increase in foreign-born. Others question if illegal immigrants are being counted in the numbers. One thing is for sure, it is hard to believe any numbers from any sources these days, especially when you consider all the retro revisions that happen. In 2020, the magic number used to be 1 million to retire comfortably. That has changed to about 1.5 million, according to a study by Northwestern Mutual, but there are plenty of opinions on this one. One thing is for sure, most Americans have less than what they think they will need. Good news is you may not need as much as you think. That largely depends on your retirement lifestyle, expected healthcare costs, retirement age, inflation rates, and any additional income you may have. Here are the bigs for next week. On Sunday is the Japan GDP release. Monday, which is National Iced Tea Day, and the markets are closed for China due to the Dragon Boat Festival, and in Australia for King's birthday. I don't think it's the Elvis King. Tuesday is National Call Your Doctor Day. Hope you don't have to. And it's also the 10-year note auction. Wednesday is National Loving Day. And it's also the UK GDP, German CPI, US CPI, crude oil inventories, the FOMC, and the interest rate decision for the US. That's a big one. It also continues pretty much on Thursday, which is US Open Golf starting. But there's also initial jobless claims, US PPI, the 30-year bond auction, and Japan's rate decision. Friday is UEFA Euro 2024, I think that's soccer, and the Fed Monetary Policy Report. Saturday is the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Trade while sleeping across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
My name's Stacy. I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought is it became a home.
When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license. And she's like, I passed. And I'm like, girl.
See them grow. It is...
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
You and you. Kids in the middle.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete, but it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Hi, Caroline.
Hello, Darin.
Did you have a good donut day yesterday, or did you participate at all?
I forgot. I'm going to have to get some.
Let's see. In Memphis here, it's Gibson's,
Gibson's.
Right? Yes.
Real close to my house. So
I wish they put one out in Collierville, close to me. No, I don't. I do not. I think I told you it was Satan's candy.
Yes.
Please, no.
They're so good.
All right. Well, that has nothing to do with your blog this week. It's something that's very necessary, so we should definitely talk about it. It's not the most fun.
It's not fun being an adult.
Which is why I started out with donuts.
Right.
But it is shopping for insurance.
Yes.
I love their commercials. They make the commercials fun.
There are some good ones.
And maybe that's why they make them so fun, because the subject matter is not so much fun because it's work.
Oh, it
feels
not,
like work.
Oh, I don't like it.
Oh, shopping's fun.
Depending on what you're shopping for.
Yeah, true. But insurance.
Insurance, no thank you.
So is there a way to make it fun, or is it just...
Well, this blog post came from personal experience.
Okay. What happened?
We got our renewal bill for our bundled home and car.
Dun.
And it went up almost 50% from last year.
Oh.
And, we haven't had claims or anything like that. We've tried 3 claims on home insurance, and it's sorry, that's
Isn't that
not
funny?
covered.
Yeah. Of course
Yeah.
it's not.
Of course it wasn't. So, so we are now shopping around. So I was like, well, I need to figure out how to do this, so I might as well tell other people how to do it.
So I did, before you get there, I did, do a little research, and I think car insurance has been up by 20 to 30%, somewhere in that channel, in a year.
Yeah.
And homeowners, I didn't see that. Maybe, I don't know if you've shopped for that too recently or not.
We're in the process.
Of course you are.
Yes, of course
Why not
we
just
are
knock it
now.
all out at once? Plus, when you consider bundling, which you're going to get into, I'm sure. But it also has gone way up. It's skyrocketed. And the reasons they gave were an increase in expensive natural disasters and a higher than average labor and construction costs. I mean, isn't that nice?
Oh, so nice. I mean, everything costs
So
more
they will
now than
pass
it
the
used to.
savings along to us like they always do.
How kind.
Right.
How kind.
So go ahead. What's some information you have for us?
Well, just kind of in general, when should you shop around? When should you look for it?
Right.
So we
Besides never when.
right. So we decided to when we saw that huge price hike.
Right.
So, around renewal time, when you get the information in the mail or whatever, if you have a significant life change, married, divorced,
Right.
if your kid becomes of driving age and will
True.
start driving a car, things like that. So, and obviously if you have a lot of claims, they're going to try to raise the rates on you. But like I said, we haven't had them. So
Same.
I know it's really not fair. So it can take time and it cannot be fun, but it can save money.
Right.
Because
So you can go have fun with that money. You
exactly with the money
So
you
there we
saved
go.
after. Oh,
That's
we
it.
found a way. Yes, yes, we did it. But when you're looking around, something that you have to be careful of with insurance policies is making sure that you're getting the same coverage. Another policy might be cheaper, but it might not have the same coverage.
Right.
Or, cover the same things. Here in Memphis, we think about, do I need an earthquake policy? Things like that. Is it covered? Or, with the car insurance, I know there's different things for how long you can get a rental car and
Right.
all that kind of stuff.
Deductibles, those.
The deductibles, yes. Yes. So, make sure that you're truly comparing apples to apples.
Right.
When you look at these policies, because the company wants to get you in the door, so they're
Sure.
going to give you a
I'm
lower
saving
level
you
policy.
$20. We can tie in the donuts, the Satan's candy.
Yes.
And then you have the devils and the details.
The devil is in the
with
detail.
this.
Oh, come full circle in just a few minutes. I love it.
Circle like a donut. All right. go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. So, just consider things. What does your current policy have covered? And do you still need those?
So you got to put them up side by side.
Oh, you really do.
Line
You
by
really do.
line.
And, someone like me, a nice mathy person,
You
of
put in
course,
Excel?
it's a spreadsheet. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. So, but
Or
that
sheets.
But
Google
that
Sheets.
yes,
Yeah.
Google Sheets here at work. But that makes it easier to really compare, and it kind of takes the emotion and the stress out of it for me at least, because it just gets down to the black and white numbers.
Right.
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 And then as different offers come in, you can add that in, and you're not thinking, oh wait, what was that? Was that State Farm or Allstate or whatever it is?
Is there companies out there that'll do that for you? Or I guess they're just online tools that'll
That-
gather all different.
Yes,
But they're probably not detailed enough, right?
Right. As I was
Okay.
researching, I did find some places that would kind of do that, but I am a detail person, so
Yes.
I want more detail. There might be places that would do that for a fee.
I'm sure they will.
But if you don't have the time to do it, that might be worth the savings.
True.
So
Time is money.
Time is definitely money. And just one last point, something that you can't really look up online, you can't really get in a quote, is their customer service. And so talk to some friends. Who do you have? Do you like them? Do you not? Do you have an actual agent that you like that I could call up this actual person instead of just asking for a quote online? So there's several things you can do. We loved our insurance guy, and then he retired. And I couldn't even tell you who the person is, now.
That does happen. I mean, I had one as a kid, and I had them all the way up through. It's one of those things, like you said, you don't check it, and you just, it's in the background, and you just assume everything's hunky-dory, but you could have probably saved some money over the length of those years.
Exactly.
At the very least, say, hey, I'm going to go shop around and see if they come back with something. You know, like you do with XM radio. It's like, I'm just going to, I'm going to go see. I don't really need this right now. And then they'll say, come back.
Right.
We'll look and see if we can do anything for you.
Let me see what packages are available
right now. You got to play that
now.
game. That's right.
Yes, and
Which means, like you
it.
said, you have to talk to the agents.
Right.
Versus just looking up quotes. You really have to call and be a salesperson for yourself.
Right.
I guess. And break it down. So.
And it's not the most fun. It definitely takes time, but it can save you some money.
There you go. So
I'm trying to talk myself up to do it.
There you go. You have to cheer yourself
Give myself
up.
a pep talk.
So in this budget killing, high cost for basics time we live in, it is worth the extra time to save some money so you can go have fun with that money.
Yes.
And
get some donuts.
Or two. And get some donuts. All right. Thanks, Caroline. We'll see you next week.
Have a good weekend.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hello, Royce.
Hello, Darin.
Oh, man. You coming in here with attitude already. Jeez.
What are you talking about? I said hello, Darin.
Yeah, you did, man. It's your tone, though. It's just your tone.
What was the tone?
I don't know. Well, I can't figure that out. I really can't.
You're a DJ. You have to know tone.
Maybe I need to read your blog to understand what that tone meant, or I don't know. Or not to prejudge anyway. So.
I'm like, also, you would rather like,
so,
hi, Darin.
That's
what
better.
Do you need?
Make me smile.
A little bit over the top. I think we don't have that energy this today.
So, yes, you have a very intensive subject you're talking about today.
Yes, intensive. We're going to talk about
it's kind of hard to say.
The intent of intensive talks.
Say the T. And the title of your blog this week was, Did You Mean to Pitch Your Intent?
Your intent.
See, now you see.
I messed it up.
See? I
messed it up.
Uh-huh. That's where your head is. We can still, remember, it's no kids.
No kids, November? That's why there's no shaving. Got it.
One leads to the other, or I don't know. One keeps the other for. Okay, anyway.
Whoa,
so
where did we
I
go
will
with
start. I will start with my quote of the day, or of this blog.
Of this blog.
I have many quotes all day. But
I'm like, wait, are we limited to one this time?
That's right. It's not even mine, but it's Wayne Dyer.
Okay.
And he said that by banishing doubt and trusting your intuitive feelings, you clear a space for the power of intention to flow through.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
I didn't use the right voice. Yes. Your voice is better. So we are talking about intentions, and the only other quote I had, which is one that I grew up hearing all the time, and probably a lot of people have, and it may not be the exact quote, but it's, the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
Absolutely.
So that was my quote that I
12%
as a kid.
12%.
You said 12% somewhere in there. I remember seeing the 12%, but I didn't know.
12% of communication in the office is misinterpreted.
Ah.
It's like, whether you meant it to be or not, it's like, sure, you can have that last thing of creamer. Sure, leave the pot half empty. Sure.
If you said it nicely, it wouldn't be so bad.
Well, yes, Darin, you can absolutely have the last.
See?
Same words.
It's about the tone and delivery.
And body language.
True.
Yes.
True. If you're hovering over someone sitting down in a fetal position in the corner.
Are you gonna eat that?
And you say something.
Are you gonna eat that? You're not gonna eat that.
Versus very open, arms open, blah, blah, blah. Just, there are two different meanings. So it's all about context, right?
But why are words so powerful yet so weak?
Expound on that thought.
Well, if they're the same words, why does the delivery matter?
Because the receiver, it's all because of the receiver.
Okay. So what if you have a naturally high voice or a naturally low voice and people are just like, and
you don't know them well enough to know that that's their natural thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then that's the prejudge coming from someone who also is not being open and to what might be happening, and automatically, like I said, being prejudiced to, every time someone has that voice, that means that they are fill in the blank here, instead of just opening your brain and your heart and everything else and not being offended by every single thing you hear. It could be something that's different than what has in the past been perceived as mean.
So
not every Karen might be a Karen.
I just know I've been to certain countries, and it's basically the stigma I always hear, and their native tongue, or ours, Americans.
No, that's true, because in some Asian countries it sounds like you're being just absolutely blessed out, but you're not. That's just the normal tone of how they talk. And it's even funny, but it's for us, it just puts us off instantly, even though, hey, that's the way they've always talked.
Yeah.
So same thing with people here in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that somebody talks could be
tell
offensive to someone else, because in their, if you want to call it mini culture, it's that would be very out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
But then in the other culture, it's very normal.
I dare you to try to hug someone from New York. I double dog dare you. They're like, you're from the South. Get that out of here.
Would I survive?
I don't think you would. And the intent was just saying hello.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just being a friendly Southerner. Yeehaw. Well, I would say that also we are, like when we're trying to communicate, and you said be a good listener.
Yes.
And I think that's the key.
Yes.
And give someone the chance to basically tell you what they're saying.
Respectfully.
Yes. Yes. Give me a chance to say what I'm saying now, Roy. No.
Respectfully.
and it's just too, I think it's almost like it's a hurt world right now, that everybody's hurt about something. So if you say something,
be gentle sometimes. Give them,
both sides have to be.
You have to know the intent, otherwise you can hurt each other's feelings really, really bad.
Yes. Yes, that's how fights end up. And you end up on World Star Hip Hop, or World Star.
I'm like, World
Star.
Where are we going with
because
this?
Two people thought somebody said something and they didn't have enough maturity to talk it out. And I love the videos I've seen of people coming in, like community leaders coming in before, even when they're about to fight, and just talk them down, and say, hey, what did they really say? What did they really say?
No, he said, nope, that was not what he said at all.
It's the way he said nope, though, man. I don't respect that. Bam, let's get in the fight.
Let's get in the fight. You said, what about my mama? No, those fighting words in the South, though.
Right. And I mean, even
in a joke, people get hurt quick.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're sensitive to everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're very sensitive.
I miss the 80s.
But back then was it Squash It? I think
yeah, just
the big thing back then. Squash It.
Squash it.
What happened to that?
I don't know. People became a little less.
Now it's inflated.
Tough.
Inflated instead of Squash It.
Yeah, like you're not gaslit enough yet. Hold on, let me pour some more on there.
Divide and conquer everyone.
Sarcasm is flavor.
Oh man! And now today, sarcasm is an attack.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Well, one thing I know that I've had this happen in my life is that, and I've done it and received it, is filling in the blanks for someone.
Oh yeah. That happens so many times.
That really drives me nuts.
But what can you do except explain when they ask questions?
And that's the part that we're talking about here.
And hope they listen.
Is I didn't intend, but that's also, and what I've learned is, I ran over you going out of the driveway, but I didn't intend to. So instead of being, are you hurt? Oh my gosh, what's going on? You get defensive about your driving skills. It's like, wait a minute now, there's a disconnect here. This person needs to be emotionally understand that this person's hurt.
No, so then you roll forward to make sure that they know it was intentional the second time. If you won't forgive me the first, make sure they get it the second time.
They might not be able to say anything because they're not there anymore. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Oh, no, that's definitely not appropriate.
All right, so I do have a last little quote that I came up with just as I was reading through this.
Yes.
Is clarify before you crucify.
Yes.
And I've got that shirt company.
But make sure you still
start.
crucify. Oh.
As long as you get your point across.
Let it be known. I listened first.
That's right.
And now we have to pay the piper.
Just do it the next day. Bring it all up again and do it the next day. But to that point, though, and I think it was one of the last points you made, was basically just summarize and confirm.
Yes.
And don't assume, because we know what that does, but summarize what someone's saying, and you said even just talk about those points.
Feedback loops are good.
Yeah.
When
feedback loop, yeah.
When you have miscommunication, basically make sure the way you understand it is what was intended to be understood. And if it's not, or if it's been miscommunicated in any way, ask them to clarify. Don't put words in their mouth either.
Right. Fill in the blanks, yes. That's the thing. I don't think that there, in many cases, there's enough maturity in this world to do that sometimes. Especially you got to have two people that
are willing to do that. So, yeah.
So that's tough. But it can be done, especially if people will listen. And that's just what a therapist will do.
Yeah.
Is that they summarize. So what I think I'm hearing you say is, blah, 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 blah. I'm just talking about a therapist. Yeah, wah, wah, wah.
Yes.
Can you confirm back to me what you just said and statements like that, which are saying that I care about what you're saying, and most importantly, I care about the meaning of what you're saying.
Yes.
So anything else?
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me.
It's a very intentional statement. All right. I have to wrap it up here somehow.
Do what you need to do, sir.
All right, Royce. Thanks for coming by the studio, the Arbitrage Studio, and I will see you next week.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Darin.
All right, bye.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Here's this week's winner and loser in the market. The loser is Lufax Holding, which is LU. They are headquartered in China. They are a technology-empowered personal financial services platform, and they offer personal lending and wealth management solutions. LU started the week at $4.54. Then when the dividend was announced on Tuesday, it dove all the way down to a 52-week low of $2. So that 52-week high is $7.64, and once again, it hit that low of $2. And the winner, Core Scientific, CORZ is the ticker. It's headquartered in Delaware. They are in the business of operating a purpose-built facility for digital asset mining and provide blockchain infrastructure, software solutions, and services. Just think crypto there. Started at $4.90 at opening Monday and soared to $8.20 Tuesday. It kept its momentum and set a 52-week high yesterday. It rose on news of a possible $1 billion acquisition offer from CoreWeave for $5.75 a share, but they rejected it. Convenient after the pump happened. But they are still doing business with CoreWeave nevertheless. 52-week high of $8.41, which was set Friday, and a low of $2.61. Visit arbitragetrade.com and learn about Pips, our AI bot, who lets you stop watching and start living. We're not financial advisors, but we provide an AI bot algorithm service. Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Arbitrage Weekend News. Log into arbitragetrade.com to read our wide variety of blogs and educate yourself on Trade Assist and Forex trading, or even how to make passive money with our Trade Assist affiliate marketer program. You can even get to know our cute little AI bot called Pips.
Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.